From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. I'm D-Ray Knight. This is what's going on. The South Dakota Department of Revenue estimates that tax collections from the 2023 Sturgis Motorcycle Rally were $1.4 million, down 6% from 2022. The state sales tax accounted for a majority of the collections, with $818,784. A portion in this year's decrease can be attributed to the reduction in the state tax rate from 4.5% to 4.2%, which took effect July 1st. The Northern Black Hills, which includes Sturgis and all other communities in Meade and Lawrence counties, had an 8% decrease from a year ago. The Southern Black Hills, which includes Rapid City, Custer, Hills City, and Keystone, had a decrease of 5% from 2022. The RCPD is investigating a death in a missing person case. Amy Rose has the story.
Rapid City police are investigating the death of a man who was the subject of a missing person case. Police say the body of Kenneth Bauer was found at the edge of a body of water just south of 1225 Eglin Street on Friday, August 25th. Police say there are no indications of foul play in Bauer's death, and his body didn't show any obvious signs of trauma.
The South Dakota Bankers Association plans to bring forward proposals opposing the adoption of central bank digital currency when the 99th session of the South Dakota Legislature convenes in January. Bankers Association President Carl Adams says during the 2023 session, the bankers tried to pass HB 1193, which would have updated provisions of the state's Uniform Commercial Code. He says the opposition to HB 1193 disseminated a lot of misinformation, resulting in Governor Kristi Noem vetoing the bill. Adams says the legislation they're working on would provide legal standing for virtual currencies and would prohibit the state of South Dakota and its affiliated agencies from accepting a central bank digital currency as a form of payment. In national and international news, Idalia became a hurricane on Tuesday as it intensified on a path toward Florida's Gulf Coast, with the National Hurricane Center warning of an increasing risk of life-threatening storm surge and dangerous hurricane-force winds in Florida for the next 2 days. Idalia would be the first storm to hit Florida this hurricane season, and a big blow to the state, which is still recovering from the devastation of Hurricane Ian almost a year ago. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency in 46 counties. Evacuation notices were issued in 21 counties, and the state has mobilized 1,100 National Guard members. The Biden administration is going to negotiate the Medicare price on some popular drugs. Amy Rose has the details.
A popular diabetes treatment and the blood thinner Eliquis are among the first drugs that'll be targeted for price negotiations in an effort to cut Medicare costs. President Joe Biden's administration Tuesday released a list of 10 drugs for which the federal government will take a first-ever step, negotiating drug prices directly with the manufacturer. The move is expected to cut costs for some patients, but faces litigation from the drug makers and heavy criticism from Republican lawmakers. Tuesday's announcement is a significant step under the Inflation Reduction Act signed by the president last year. The law requires the government to start negotiating directly with companies about the prices they charge for some of Medicare's most expensive drugs.
The Kremlin says Russian President Vladimir Putin isn't planning to attend the funeral of Yevgeny Prigozhin, who died last week in a plane crash 2 months after launching his brief rebellion. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov wouldn't say where or when the head of the Wagner Group would be buried, although some media reports suggested it could take place as early as Tuesday in St. Petersburg. Local media said the 62-year-old Prigozhin will likely be laid to rest at a high-profile military cemetery. On Tuesday, a heavy police presence encircled the cemetery, where Putin's parents are also buried, but no service was held and the police left. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Lots of sunshine today and breezy with a high of 88. Low tonight, 62. And that was your Daily Slice for Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D-Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D-Ray Knight. Have a great day.